Hi guys, it's Gina from Star Curator here, and today I'm in my main bathroom to do a little video tour and talk about the things that I would do differently if I were doing this space again. Bathrooms are so super expensive, as we know, and unfortunately mistakes in here are really hard to fix with waterproofing and moving plumbing about. So any chance to make our bathrooms more perfect the first time around, the better. So I hope these tips will help you. Yeah, there's not really anything too dramatically bad in here, but overall with our whole build, the mistakes that we made, I spot most of them in here, which is why I thought this video would be helpful. So I'll do a quick scan of the space so you can get a sense of the room, and then I'll hone in on the individual areas and talk about what I do differently. So as you come in, there is this large shower with 4 shower heads. We've got a toilet down there. Vanity and a large mirror above, that's a floating vanity, and then we've got our freestanding bathtub. Mistake number 1, you can probably already spot it. I forgot a wall niche, so even though it was there on the plan, it got overlooked during the build. It wasn't until after sheeting and waterproofing had happened and the tiler was on site doing his thing that I realised we forgot a niche, and I did not want to set the build back anymore by fixing up the sheeting, waterproofing again, waiting the days for it to dry and bringing the tiler back out on site. So luckily I found a shelf with black matte hardware that looks good and it ties into the look. But if you have your heart set on a niche, make sure you check it at the sheeting stage so you don't delay your build. Over on that wall is mistake number 2. I forgot somewhere to put a towel. So I've got a little stool that I put on the floor, or most guests just throw it over the rail, but somewhere practical to be able to put a towel for guests or for yourselves if you're using the main bathroom is really important. Mistake number 3 is that we put our flush way too low, which means that people have to touch the toilet seat to be able to flush the toilet, which is not ideal. Mistake number 4 is, ta-da! That is not just my love of plants. No. There is a super obvious power point right there on the wall. My electrician said it would be a great spot for it, you wouldn't get tangled cords and all the rest of it, but it's the first thing I see, even though we went with a discreet, matte white, really slimline power point. I would definitely next time put it within the vanity, or at least way lower so it's not the first thing that you see. Luckily I found this gorgeous mirror from Curious Grace though, which just instantly draws your eye and makes that less obvious. But yes, PowerPoint placement is definitely important. And mistake number 5 is that, as beautiful as the bath is, it's not the one I had my heart set on during the build. I wanted a much softer, rounder, egg-shaped bathtub. And even though I gave the specs of the exact bath I wanted to all our trades, it somehow happened that our drain is way over on the far wall and the bath base would not have been large enough to be able to cover it. Meant we would have had to jack up our flooring, waterproof again. It was just going to cost a fortune and delay our build, and anyone who followed along with my build would know how frustrated I was by the time delays. So I wasn't going to add to that, and instead I'm glad I found a bath that works, and I have actually come around to really liking the shape of this one. In hindsight, maybe it was a bit of a blessing in disguise because that egg-shaped bath had been around for quite a few years, and it was probably starting to be reaching the tip of its life cycle and on the decline and way out. And this shape I've seen is being used in a lot more of the latest kind of hotel fit outs and renovations, so it's perhaps a bit more of a contemporary shape. But if you have your heart set on something during a build, you want that to be used obviously and not go with the second choice. So definitely give all the specs of all the products to your trades. If you go with anything at all that is slightly different from the norm, make sure they're really aware of it so that they can triple check things along the way. So yeah, they're the things that I would change if I were doing my bathroom again. And I think as well, the only other thing that I would consider is overall scale. So as you saw, we had this large shower as you enter. It's got 4 shower heads, and then the rest of the bathroom is a fairly standard size. We've got a single basin vanity. We do have the high ceilings, which does help with the proportions, but I think overall, if I was doing it again, we probably didn't need such a large shower, or I would have tried to make the rest of the bathroom larger so there was more free space around the bathtub, and it just felt a bit more in balance overall. So there are a few functional things and just an overall kind of design tip to consider. I hope that if you're designing a bathroom, you're not pulling your hair out with a million and one decisions that you need to make. And be sure to check out all the inspiration posts we've got on the blog with loads of bathroom inspiration and styling